It's just like, you know, he and I are the same age. We have experiences. He goes, oh, Thane, he's lived. This was Redford's first time as director.
Yeah.
And this is a year before Reds. So when Warren Beatty won for director and actor, this was the first one. Leading men never made movies. They acted in movies. So when I'm sure you got the part, no, neither of you were thinking of turning it down. But I know that actors always say, well, you know, it really depends on who the director is, because they guide the whole script. They turn it into this movie magic. Was there any question in your mind that Redford would know what he was doing after everything you've seen? And also, let me just remind everyone, do you have any idea of what a role Redford had been in the 70s? Like what, within 5 or 6 years with Sundance and Butch Cassidy, Sundance Kid. Sting.
Yeah, I know, but we were...
The Way We Were.
But we were among the people, regardless of being actors, we were among the people who only knew him as this very handsome leading man who you would never expect to be anything more than that.
So did he surprise you?
So when someone like that says, I'm going to direct this movie, the first thing, at least I thought, was, oh shit, I hope he can do this thing. and then when he called me up, I don't know why, so silly. I said, is it a book? And he said, yeah. And I said, can I read the book? And he said, yeah. He sent me the book. And I said, are you going to change the title? Because I kept thinking, Ordinary People, it's not a great title. Are you going to change the title, meaning, or is that going to be the title of the movie? I just wanted to know, right? This is how much I trusted this guy. He said, no, it's going to be Ordinary People. So I did not know how much he wanted to do exactly what the book did. I mean, he almost quotes the book, if you know, in the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know if you know that. I mean, all my lines, I think, in the movie are quoted from the book.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is no, I had absolutely no feeling about him being able to do this job.
What comes to mind about the shoot, Tim? Anything in particular that you remember? For you, this was raw, and you really... Judd is right. You are the lead actor in this movie. You have more things to do than everyone else. You have a broader range of things that are expected of you. So you were, you know, what was it like? Do you have anything you can tell us about that shoot that stands out?
Oh, wow. I mean, everything. I mean, the things that... I mean, starting with the audition process, which was endless. 5 auditions and kept coming back, and between the first and second audition, I read the book, and I realized how incredible the story was, the writing was, and I had a sense that the dialogue, which was brilliant, Judith Guest's dialogue was incredible, and I sensed that would probably be included. And then I only had the sides, the scenes that I was auditioning with, so I didn't see the whole script. But I remember going in and I met Redford on the 3rd audition and walked into his office, and he was eating a sandwich, and he was kind of talking through the sandwich. And sit down. And then we talked a little bit. He wanted to know where I was from and all that. And then we started doing the scene. And then he gave a couple of ideas, adjustments, and he did that. And then I left, and I was living in Berkeley, California at the time. So what happened was I kept thinking that, okay, well, that's the last audition. I can drive north now. And I would drive north, and this was before cell phones, obviously. My mom would get a call. I was staying with her, and I'd moved back in, and she said, they called from LA, and they want to see you again tomorrow. So it's like an 8-hour drive, you know. So I'd drive through the night, and then... So starting with that, and then of course the experience, I mean, when I got the part, that was just unbelievable. And then it seemed to be that I was just always in Redford's office from that point on, you know, talking with him, discussing the role and how it would be and how he liked to film and what my mindset should be.
Do you think that the fact that he had been an actor made him an especially good director, or do you think it interfered with that because he knew how actors are supposed to act?
You know, I mean, I can speak to that now, like in retrospect, but at the time, he was Robert Redford. He was you know, he was doing this book. The book, once I read the book, I just felt very grounded with the entire project. And when I talked to him about when I saw how much he loved the book and why he was making the movie, then I just felt like the movie was in great hands. But it wasn't some kind of thoughtful process. I just wanted to be there. I was with somebody who was deeply invested, Redford. And also I knew kind of from afar that before Ordinary People, Redford had developed quite a career as a producer.
Right.
So he was obviously a great filmmaker.
And you saw a sense of his